How I do that is I have to read an introduction to you that I read to every single case. Once I'm done reading the introduction, we're going to get your names and spellings, swear you in to testify, and then we'll go ahead and get started with testimony. So just bear with me while I read this. Good morning and welcome to the Philadelphia Fair Housing Commission. Again, my name is Ali D. Medeiros. I am the attorney for the Fair Housing Commission. Also present today from the Fair Housing Commission staff is Ms. Brenda Madeira, your case manager, and Mr. Michael Fontaine, you'll see as PCHR FHC staff. He runs our Zoom hearings for us. Before the hearing, I am required to go over a few things with you. First, you are being recorded. We record all our hearings. By remaining online and participating in the hearing, you are consenting to be recorded. Our Zoom hearings have the same force and effect as if we were in person. The only difference is on Zoom, we do not have a court reporter. In the event either party wants to appeal a final order of this commission, you can reach out to me or the case manager, and we will provide them with a copy of the video recording. Please be mindful of what you're saying and doing because it is being recorded. Second, at 9 o'clock this morning, the commissioners and myself, the attorney, met in a private executive session to discuss today's cases. We do that on every hearing day with every single case. Third, the parties had the opportunity to submit documents. I have the submitted documents saved on my computer and can share them with everyone on the screen. Please keep in mind that the commission generally only reviews the very basic documents in a case prior to a hearing. If you would like a document reviewed by the commission, please reference it by a name, date, or description so that I can post it on the screen for everyone to look at the same time. Lastly, during the course of today's hearing, it might be necessary for the commissioners to speak privately to make decisions in this matter. If they need to do that, they will invite you to join separate rooms divided by party called breakout rooms. Prompt will come on your screen at the appropriate moment, asking you if you would like to join a breakout room. We will direct you to click join when you see that prompt. Once in the breakout room, please remain in the room. We will never end a hearing when you are in a separate room. Please make sure you're back in this main room and that a commissioner or staff member dismisses you before you log off or hang up. Thank you very much for listening. With that, I'm going to hand the case over to Ms. Madeira to get your names and spellings and swear you in. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Fair Housing Commission. This is the case of Dominique Edwards versus Joseph Morrison and Yoping Megan Louis. This is our first hearing. This is docket number 2025-08-11-20049. At this time, beginning with the tenant, would you please state your name and spell it clearly for the recording?
Edwards, are you able to hear us?
She appears frozen to me.
Okay, I shut off her video to see if that helps. Miss Edwards, can you hear me? If so,
Mute now. There we go.
Hi, can you hear Miss Edwards? We cannot hear you if you can hear us, so I'm not sure. Hi.
Can y'all hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
My name is Dominique Edwards, DOMINRQUE. My last name is EDWARDS.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ms. Megan, would you please state your name, spell it clearly, and your relationship to this property, please?
Yes, my name is Yuping Megan Liu, YOUPING. Megan is MEGHAN, last name LIU. I am the property manager for this property.
Thank you. So at this time, I would like to swear you both in. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Ms. Liu?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, so as you've heard, documentations have already been submitted to this commission. As you testify, if there is a document that you wish for us to see on the screen, just make mention of the title of said document. If you're going to use a date of the document, please use a complete date, which would be the month, the day, and the year of said document. We would ask you not to interrupt each other, nor disrespect each other. You're to speak when spoken to. We will definitely ask you not to interrupt nor disrespect the commissioners as they proceed over this matter. At the end of the hearing, you will receive an order. You have the right to appeal the final order at the Court of Common Pleas. If you choose to do so, you'll need a copy of this report that will be transcribed for that purpose. Again, my name is Brenda Madeira, and the commissioners presiding today is Commissioner Bronson, Commissioner Sang, and Commissioner Baez. Thank you.
Hi, good morning, and welcome to Fair Housing. Because it is the tenant that filed the complaint, we're going to start with the tenant, and then we will move over to the landlord's representative. So I am going to ask some more basic questions to get us started to establish jurisdiction, and then I will turn it over to the parties. So these questions are for the tenant. Can you confirm the property address for which we are here today?
6313 Marchand Street, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, 19149.
And do you still currently reside there?
No.
When did you move out?
April the 6th, all of my things was out.
April the 6th of 2025?
Yes.
Okay. And let's see. During your so when did you move in?
To my that from Marchand Street. I moved
When
in
did you first move in?
August 1st, 2022.
Okay. And was your lease month to month or yearly?
It was a year and then it went to month to month.
Okay. And how much was your monthly rent?
1450.
And were you paid like entirely through by the time you moved out?
I stopped paying in February due to maintenance issues.
And that's February 2025?
Yes.
And when you last paid in February, did that cover all of February or did it just cover January?
So I paid just January. I didn't pay February or March.
I
Um, yes, they have my security and my last.
Okay, so they're still holding a security deposit and a last month rent.
Yes.
Okay, do you know how much that is total?
Um, I can add it up. 2,900.
Okay. And then at any point, did you receive a certificate of rental suitability from the landlord?
I don't think so.
And did you ever receive a handbook for partners for good housing?
No.
Okay. And did you ever receive a lead certificate during your time at the property?
I received it in October of 2024.
Okay, thank you. So because the tenant has moved out, the scope of our hearing is going to be much more limited because after a tenant has moved out, there are much more limited things that the Fair Housing Commission can do. So at this time, I'm actually going to turn over to the landlord's representative to ask questions. Ms. Liu, did the landlord ever provide a certificate of rental suitability to the tenant?
Yes, we did.
And when was that?
That was in January of 2025 for the most recent one.
Okay. Did you provide this to the tenant at any point before January 2025?
I believe I provided one back in when she first moved in. I provided along with the Partners of Good Housing package. However, I don't have any signature indicate I did so.
I see. Okay. Do you remember specifically providing it to her, or you just don't remember as well?
I remembered.
You did provide it to her?
Yes,
And how did you provide it to her?
I handed to her when we signed the lease.
Okay. Um, Ellie, do you mind moving the image up? Sorry about that.
Yeah, sure. So look at,
The CRS, yeah.
yeah. this is what I-
Okay. And so, Ms. Edwards, is that your signature there?
No.
Okay. And Ms. Liu, is that your signature?
No, that's the property owner Joe Marising's signature.
I see. Okay, thank you. Let's see, and then when you were saying that the initial CRS that you provided to the tenant, you said it didn't have a signature. Whose signature were you talking about?
Oh, it did had the owner's signature, but I didn't get a tenant signature on like confirming that she received it, like acknowledgement. Yeah,
I see, got it. Okay, all right, thank you. And can you also confirm, Ms. Liu, how much um security deposit is being held?
it is correct. 2,900.
Okay, and that includes last month rent?
Correct.
Okay. Do any of the other commissioners have any questions? Okay.
No questions.
Okay. All right, so at this point, I think the commissioners, because like I said, because the tenant has already moved out, there's only very few limited things that we have jurisdiction over at this point. I think what we'd really like to know from the tenant is at this point, because since you've moved out, what are you looking for?
What do you mean? Like, what am I looking for?
As part of your complaint process, because you filed the complaint, what are you hoping to gain out of this process?
I'm hoping to gain my security deposit back. I do have a date on Friday, the 16th of this month with the division program because they tried to illegally evict me. And then when I called LNI for the complaints, LNI and 311 told me to call Fair Housing because I have children who have disabilities who was living in the property at the time.
I see. Okay. So I think this is all we need. We're going to go into a breakout session. And so you're going to see a button that puts you in a waiting room, essentially a virtual waiting room. Click on that. Don't exit the Zoom. And then once the commissioners are ready, we will all come back. So the commissioners had convened about the order. So I'm going to let you know what the commissioners have decided now, and then you'll also get this in writing. So the tenant does owe rent from February 2025 through the date that she moved out in April. However, the last month rent that's held by the landlord has to be applied to that amount. And then also the security deposit must be returned to the tenant, or the landlord must provide a notice of what the security deposit was used for. And then further, we cannot abate for the repairs because the tenant has moved out. Does anybody have any questions?
No.
Okay. So at this time, the parties may leave. Thank you so much for appearing. Again, you will get this order in writing as well.
Oh,
Thank
sorry, I have a quick question.
Okay.
Is there any re-inspection needed to clear any violation hold on properties?
So I can't give you any legal advice. But if there are, I mean, if there are violations, then they have to be cleared. How you go about that, you're going to have to contact LNI yourself.
Oh, I'm not sure if there is violation because I did not receive anything. I was just wondering if there is.
The only
I
thing,
have to contact myself.
yeah, the only thing I was able to find was a rental license, an old rental license from 2024, no rental license. But you have a rental license since then. I would call LNI because what we can see isn't necessarily what LNI can see. So I'd get in contact with LNI.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay, so at this time, the parties may leave.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.